guys, welcome back. Today I'm here with a if you liked this book, try reading that book sort of recommendation video. I've seen a lot of people do this sort of video and I've been thinking about doing it for a while, and I finally thought, you know what, let's sit down and film it. While a lot of this is going to be fantasy, I do actually have a pretty wide range of genres here, so there will be a little bit of something for everyone, hopefully. With that said, let's go ahead and get started with my recommendations. If you liked From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon, then you should try In the Key of Nira Ghani by Natasha Deen. Both of these are Own Voices contemporary books featuring teenage girls of color that are by Own Voices authors, and they feature teenage girls with big dreams for themselves. In From Twinkle with Love, Twinkle dreams of becoming a female film director, and in The Key of Nira Ghani, Nira dreams of becoming a musician, despite her immigrant parents' desires for her to become a doctor or a scientist or something like that. I think In the Key of Nira Ghani is a really fantastic contemporary that I kind of want to get on more people's radar, so if you like that sort of thing, I would give it a try. If you liked The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory, then you should try A Duke by Default by Alyssa Cole. Both of these are interracial romances written by Black female authors. They are contemporary, and they're both a whole lot of fun. They're socially conscious, and they're a little bit steamy. So this one I know has been really popular. I really enjoyed this one. I loved A Duke by Default even more. This is one of my all-time favorite contemporary romances. It's fantastic, and I push Alyssa Cole on everybody because she's one of my favorite authors. So if you liked this, give this one a try. If you liked Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, then I think you should try The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Now, in this case, the tone of these books is quite different. This is a fast-paced YA action that is African-inspired fantasy, and this one is a much more intense adult sci-fi fantasy blend. But the reason I'm recommending them together is that I think they touch on a lot of the same themes in terms of racial prejudice and oppression and using magic as a way of talking about some of these issues. I think they're both really fantastic, quite different books in terms of tone and pace, but if you liked Children of Blood and Bone, or if you liked the themes that it was dealing with but want something that is maybe darker and more serious, then go try The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. If you liked Three Dark Crowns by Kendare, then you should try Black Wings Beating by Alex London. Both of these are darker YA fantasy, and the reason that I'm comparing them is they both involve complicated sibling relationships. Characters in Three Dark Crowns are triplet sisters who have to fight to the death in order to take the crown, and Black Wings Beating features a brother and sister who are twins and have also a pretty complicated dynamic and come from an abusive family background. So some of the themes in terms of family relationships and coming of age and dealing with complicated sibling relationships are really similar in these. They're both on the darker side, but really fantastic. I'm actually rereading Black Wings Beating for the second time right now, and I love everything about it. It has amazing world building. It's so inventive and well done. Also, if you're looking for fantasy books with queer representation, Black Wings Beating is a great pick. The brother is gay, and I think the sister might be asexual, although that's not confirmed, and it is Own Voices for the gay representation. So if you liked Three Dark Crowns, try Black Wings Beating. If you liked Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, then you might also enjoy Blanca y Roja by Anna-Marie Mclemore. They have a very similar approach to storytelling and writing style. Their books are lyrical with flowery, beautiful writing. This is not going to be for everybody, but if you did enjoy the writing style in this, I think you might really enjoy Blanca y Roja. They are both also quite slow-paced and character-driven, although Blanca y Roja is a standalone and Strange the Dreamer is the first in a duology. So if you liked this one, go try this one out. If you liked Cinder by Marissa Meyer and the rest of the Lunar Chronicles, then you might like The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. Both of these are light YA sci-fi that involve some sort of a princess or royalty theme. In the Lunar Chronicles, you're getting sci-fi fairy tale retellings, which I think is really fun. The Kingdom is set at a futuristic theme park that's sort of like Disneyland on steroids, and the main character is kind of like a android princess who is being put on trial for murder, but did she commit the murder? And if she did, can she be convicted of it? I am loving The Kingdom. It's probably my favorite YA book of 2019, so I'm kind of pushing it on everyone, but I think if you enjoyed the Lunar Chronicles, you should definitely go check out The Kingdom. If you liked We Were 8 Years in Power by Ta-Nehisi Coates, then you should pick up Stamped from the Beginning, A Definitive History of Racist Ideas in America by Ibram X. Kendi. Both of these books are really fantastic and do a great job of unpacking race relations in America and where some of those issues come from. I read this one first, absolutely loved it, picked this one up, absolutely loved it. This one is definitely a tome. I listened to it on audio but decided that I wanted to own a copy for my shelves as well. So if you liked this, I would highly recommend you check out this one as well. If you liked Circe by Madeline Miller, then you should try The Court Dancer by Kyung-Suk Shin. Both of these are extremely character-driven books that deal with some similar themes. Circe is a historical literary fantasy that retells the life of Circe from Greek mythology. The Court Dancer is also literary historical fiction. It was translated from Korean, and it follows a Korean woman during the Belle Epic time period. She grows up as an orphan and then becomes a dancer in the court of the Korean king, before being taken to France with a French ambassador. And these both deal with a lot of intricate themes, have beautiful writing, and are extremely character driven. So I think if you liked Circe, you may really enjoy The Court Dancer as well. If you liked The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, then you should try The Nightingale by Amy Lukovics. While The Nightingale falls a little bit more into the horror category and Unbecoming of Mara Dyer is more of a thriller, I think they have a lot in common. They're both creepy YA kind of horror slash thrillers that follow young women who are not sure whether they're sane or not. I really loved both of them, and I think if you liked this, you might really enjoy Nightingale as well. Finally, if you enjoyed A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, you might also like Furyborn by Claire Legrand. Now, this might feel like a bit of a stretch because in some ways these books are quite different from each other in terms of plot. However, both of these are new adult fantasy that involve sexual relationships with the main characters. In my opinion, especially for younger readers, I think Claire Legrand handles some of those themes in a way that is better and healthier in terms of helping older teens and early 20s really think through their feelings on sex and sexuality and what it means and how to handle it. But they do have that in common. So while the plots might be quite different, I definitely think there are some similarities, and so I think readers of this series should try out Furyborn. Also, one complaint with the ACOTAR series is that there's not very good queer representation, whereas the Imperium trilogy, beginning with Furyborn by Claire Legrand, does a really great job of having good, diverse representation in a lot of different ways and is much more feminist in its approach to relationships. It is own voices for bisexual representation, and both of the two female main characters are bisexual, and it also contains a lot of casually queer side characters. So if that was something that you were looking for and weren't getting in the ACOTAR series, you might give the Imperium trilogy a try. So there you go. Those are my 10 recommendations for if you liked this, then you might like that. Talk to me in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts on any of the recommendations that I gave. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree? Are there books that you're now interested in picking up based on the recommendation? I'd be really curious to know. For your question of the day, give me one of your recommendations in this format. If you liked this, then you might like that. I think it's kind of a cool approach to recommending books. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and click that bell icon anywhere on the screen if you want to be notified every time I release a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.